Planning a wedding in Italy is likely going to have moments of stress, and I'm going to give you some tips today on how to cope. Ciao, I'm Lucy. I'm an Italian wedding planner and I'm the founder of Lista.com, where we give loads of advice on how to plan your Italian wedding. I also got married in Italy myself, and this episode today is a really good one for me because I'm going to talk about all of the moments of stress that I found in my own wedding and that I see other couples go through and how I would cope with them now. Okay, so the first moment I remember feeling stressed was when I got home from my engagement. So we got engaged in Italy and we got home, and I remember thinking, okay, we want this dream wedding, but how are we going to do it? Are we going to get everyone there? Are they going to have to kind of pay for expensive flights? What do we do? How do we do it? And so there was this moment of, how on earth are we going to do this wedding? And I'd say at this point, obviously, this is all about kind of getting information, but the right amount of information. So it's easy to get overwhelmed and not really understand or trust the different information. But obviously, that's why we created La Lista. If you head to La Lista, there's a free budgeting tool. There's our ultimate wedding tracker, which does have a cost, but it is so good. It gets you started on every single step to take when you plan an Italian wedding. So this can just like take away some of that stress from the start. And I'd say talk to your guests, like your VIPs, the people that you can't have your wedding without. Just have a chat with them and see whether it's going to be feasible for them to get over to Italy in the time frame that you're talking about, and whether the cost is going to work for them as well. And then you'll get this all-round idea of whether you're going to be able to afford your wedding, have the things you want, have the people that you want. And remember, you have so much time. I think there's always this pressure to do things really quickly, but you can do it in your own time. I understand that you may want to get married in a certain year for certain reasons, but that is not worth the pressure. That is not worth the stress. If you put yourself under stress and in a time frame of stress when you're planning your Italian wedding, it's not going to be very enjoyable. Just really think about the time that you've got. The more time you have, genuinely, the less stressed you are going to feel. This is one I wish I'd done now. 10 years on from getting married, I'm quite a different person, and I would absolutely have a budget for looking after myself, a line in the budget. So that's things like regularly going and doing the things that I enjoy, that I know will look after my mental health. So I would obviously, I've got my gym membership where I go to my gym classes, and that might be a staple that you already have. I would have like regular massages. I'd go every couple of months and make sure that I have a massage, something that treats me and helps me wind down and take time away from what is, I'm sure, a very busy life that you have. But equally, adding in wedding planning is a whole other project. Even if you have a planner, you will have work to do. So just something that gives you that time away and that relaxation and helps you connect with yourself. A de-stressor can be community. So at La Lista, we've obviously created a community of couples. There's a Facebook group with over 1,500 couples in. And I think just having this community, knowing that you are in a space where you are safe to talk about your wedding and your problems and your worries and concerns, that you will be heard by other couples and us, the La Lista team. You've got professionals there to help you. That is gold. I did not have that. I had no one I knew that was planning an Italian wedding, and I think that would have really helped me. We also have the club, which is our membership, where we have an even more intimate group of couples that we can talk to, and you have access to me constantly. So the right community and the right level of support just to help you feel really supported. Another thing that I see causing stress is the amount of information that is out there, and the temptation to look at hundreds of other weddings on Pinterest, on the internet, just search everything, and it can be so overwhelming. There is so much information out there. So much of it is absolute bollocks. It's old, it doesn't make sense anymore, or it's wrong. So just be really careful of the information that you look at, that you absorb, and that you take on. Coming back to community, actually having up-to-date information from couples and suppliers and experts like us, that is the real gold there. That is going to mean the most to you, and it's going to keep you streamlined. Also, back to our tracker, every single step you need to take your wedding, it keeps you on track. You don't need to go off and get distracted by other things that aren't actually required at this stage of planning. This whole kind of staying focused, not getting distracted element, I think it happens to people a few months out from their wedding, where you start to think, is my wedding enough? Have I done enough? Have we got enough? Is it good enough? Yes, it is. I promise you, your wedding is good enough, and you do not need to go and find the 10 other things that someone else did, buy the plastic crap that you need. You don't need all of that. You need to stay in tune with what it is that you want to do, and do less things but do them better. Less tat, just have meaningful things through your day. That is going to make the real difference, and that is enough. When your guests get to Italy and they see your venue, they will be blown away. When they're at your wedding and they have the catering, they will be blown away. Adding other layers is nice, and it adds dimensions to your wedding, and it adds atmosphere, personality, but ultimately, if you had a venue and an amazing wedding caterer, your wedding would be enough and your guests would be blown away. And finally, what you don't need is more pressure. You do not need pressure to fit into that dress, to look a certain way. Again, I've been there, I know what it's like. It is your one day, but actually, it is the day that you are there surrounded by your closest friends and family, and all they want is for you to feel good and feel nice about yourself. They obviously are interested in how you look and what you wear, but not as much as you think, and there is no judgment from people that care about you. Judgment comes from people that don't, and they should not be at your wedding if they are those type of people. So really reflect on that when you're building your guest list, but equally what I'm saying here is please try and take the pressure off yourself. You're going to look amazing, you're going to feel amazing if you follow all the right steps, and obviously at La Lista we just have so much information where we're trying to support you in following the right steps in the right order to reduce your overwhelm and to reduce all of this pressure that is upon you. You can completely trust the information that we have there, and it should mean that your decision making is easier, and all of these moments of stress that can come from a wedding are reduced significantly because you've got the right community and support around you. So go to La Lista, check us out, let us know below in the comments if there's any more information that we can help provide you, if you've got any other tips for stressed out brides, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.